Okay, Michael Jordan, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, I think that's his name, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I need you to come here real quick because today you are the topic of discussion. Because what is this video that I'm seeing online? I know sometimes I can't see that well. I do wear glasses and they are bifocal. So I had to look carefully. I had to stop it. I had to rewind it. I had to fast forward it. I had to pause it. I had to, slow motion. I had to zoom in. I had to do all this stuff to make sure I wasn't seeing what I was seeing. Then I'm trying to see like what the heck is going on. Is it AI? I mean, all this stuff is going on through my head. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Can you make a statement to let your fans know, people that's been supporting you over the years? Because we need answers, because I'm trying to figure out, this is not a video to bash Michael Jordan, because we are diehard fans over here. Look, all we did was watch Michael Jordan. All we did was watch the Bulls back in the 80s and 90s. Look, we don't even throw basketballs away in my family. We keep basketballs because we just love the game that much, okay? So that's all we did. I'm an 80s and 90s girl. We grew up. My dad was a Lakers fan. Me and my sister were Bulls fans. We would get in there on Saturdays. We would watch games, and that's what we did. That's what we love so much, okay? I mean, I'm not trying to I'm a fan. Remember, I'm a fan of Michael Jordan, but I'm a mother too. I'm a mother of a son, and I'm a fan, so let's talk about it, okay? Because back in the day, I know for at least about, 14 years, Michael Jordan was on top. That's all people wanted to see was Michael Jordan. He was the best there was. I mean, he had a team of people that was helping him, get to where he made it to. But it was all about MJ, the game, the shoes. I mean, everything. We just wanted Michael Jordan everything, okay? So, since retiring, Michael Jordan has gotten into NASCAR, which I knew he was involved in it, but I didn't know how much. I guess I lost track of what he's been doing the past few years, but, recent years, like in 2020, he became co-owner of the NASCAR team 2311 Racing. I didn't even know that. Okay, and he became the very first Black majority owner of a full-time NASCAR Cup Series team. Back in 2023, after a little dispute, he ended up taking the witness stand in a federal antitrust trial involving his racing team, 2311 Racing, which had sued NASCAR over its charter and revenue system. Jordan testified, explaining that he believed the business model was unfair to teams and that he felt compelled to challenge it. Okay, here's a short video. Watch this, y'all.
The biggest name in the history of American motorsports, Michael Jordan versus NASCAR. Jordan co-owns 2311 Racing with three-time Daytona 500 champion Denny Hamlin. Their team and one other are suing NASCAR on the grounds of antitrust, arguing that the sanctioning body holds a monopoly on American stock car racing, wielding too much control over how race teams conduct their business, while not sharing enough of its media rights cash with race team owners. NASCAR, owned and operated by the France family who founded the sport in 1948, argues that over the last decade, they have become a much improved partner, pointing specifically to the creation of team charters, guaranteed spots in Cup Series races that teams can either keep, sell, or lease. While not a true franchise like other sports leagues, charters have created equity that did not exist before. But Jordan's team believes this should look more like the ownership model he experienced in the NBA, wanting NASCAR to make team charters permanent instead of tying them to each TV contract renewal. No matter its outcome, this trial will alter how NASCAR looks forever.
Okay, so the lawsuit filed together with another team alleged monopolistic practices, and a dispute later led to a settlement that granted teams permanent charters and other concessions. Okay, that was just a little bit of the background just to let you know how he even get to this win in the first place, because I didn't even know all this. Just imagine how much research, how much you learn from just doing a simple search and see what somebody's been doing. I found all this out in a matter of like 10 minutes. And I didn't even notice, y'all. So fast forward 3 years later, 2026, to actually winning the 2026 Daytona 500 with driver Tyler Reddick, giving Jordan his very first victory in NASCAR's biggest race. What an honor. I know that makes him happy. That makes me happy, being a Michael Jordan fan, and all his other fans probably like seeing that and hearing that too, okay? The win came after a chaotic last lap, though. Look at this last lap.
Help! Riley Herbst, his teammate. Reddick drops to the bottom. Alongside Elliott, in the wall goes Herbst, and Tyler Reddick comes to the line. Wow. A shower of sparks behind.
Did you see that? Ain't no way I'll be out there racing. They ain't even, they're not even scared. Did you see that baby? No, I can't do that. So the chaotic last lap, and Jordan celebrated emotionally in victory lane, hugging the driver and lifting up the trophy, okay? So during the celebration, a short video circulated online showing Jordan interacting with Reddick's young son. The little boy looks like he's about probably 8. Okay, interacting with Reddick's young son. Some viewers criticize the interaction as inappropriate. Some says it's highly inappropriate, while others said it was a harmless moment in the excitement of the celebration. Okay. Reddick later defended Jordan publicly. I still cannot find that public defense. I still have not been able to find that. So I'll search online again, see if I can find it. But it says that Reddick later defended Jordan publicly, but I can't find it, saying the moment was taken out of context and that everything happened amid the chaotic victory lane celebration. Okay. So actually, I think sometimes Michael Jordan does gets a little too excited and may do things that are not, he doesn't even realize that he's doing, that it may look inappropriate to other people, but he's just in the moment. Remember the Mary J. Blige incident? You see that? See what I'm saying? I don't think he even realizes. I don't even think he even realizes that he's doing it. It just kind of happens. So I don't know. But anyway, so not many people have voiced their opinions on the subject, because I searched everywhere trying to look for, some of my favorite famous people or some of my favorite content creators who always have an opinion about everything. I couldn't find anybody that was really talking about it. I saw some people like sharing the video and letting the the people in the comments, letting them say what they wanted to say. But I wanted to hear the opinions of the people that I follow, but I couldn't. It's like people are not really talking about it yet, which is probably smart, because we don't really know. Like, I don't really know for sure, like, what really happened. I know what I see, and I know what I can, I know what my perception is, but I guess they playing it smart by not saying nothing at all. But I couldn't find many people who had an opinion about it. But I was able, this person never disappoints when you need an opinion. Stephen A. Smith's page on Straight Talker, he did have an opinion, and this is what Stephen Smith had to say. Check this out.
I think it's important to say this. It's incredibly important to say this. There's nothing wrong with holding people accountable. We live in a day and age where it's very, very important to hold people accountable. It's pivotal, actually. But in the process of holding people accountable, it should be based on facts, not feelings. It should be based on what we know, not what we think. And unfortunately, the days and times that we're living in, that's not necessarily the case. One could easily say we should stop acting like a viral moment is a verdict, when we should know better. But we know that we're not living in that day and age. And a lot of people are willing to convict one another in the court of public opinion. Call it algorithmic amplification. Call it, people jumping to conclusions because it's profitable for them to do so. Call it people just needing to have something to say and finding a way to make sure their voice is heard. That's all cool, because it's par for the course in today's day and age. But we also have to understand that you should be very, very hesitant to impugn the integrity of certain people who are as accomplished and who have done as much as Michael Jordan has done. Today is his 63rd birthday. Just won the Daytona 500. playing around with a kid while his father was standing right there. And that's the kind of conclusion that we jump to. Again, you can understand in this day and age how some people would take things. But I saw the video. It's a non-story in my opinion, based on what I saw. If it was a story, I would have touched it more fervently, especially in the day and age that we're living in. But that's not what I saw.
Okay, so that was Steven's response, and I agree with what he's saying, but when it comes to children, I could care less about him winning this game. I could care less about all that he's accomplished in life. I could care less about, what else did he name? Any of his accomplishments, I could care less about when it comes to children. So I'm a mama first. I love my children. I love these kids more than I would love. I love the kids more than my love for a celebrity. Okay, as much as I love Michael Jordan, I'm not saying he did anything wrong, because I still don't. Some people said that he's knocking the ice off of him because the little boy had ice in his shirt or whatever. But to me, knocking the ice off of somebody would be more like kind of like brushing them down. What I saw was more like a grab. So, and then I'm strict when it comes to my children. So my opinion, I'm not that lenient when it comes to my children. My position has always been get away from my children. Yeah. And that's how I am with other people's children too. So if I was a parent, we would have a conversation after that. If I was the mother or if I was the father, we would have a conversation and make it clear, like, okay, I appreciate you patting him down, getting the ice off of him, but don't do that again. Just, not in that way. The way you did it looked kind of weird. Okay. You can get the ice off someone without doing it the way he did it. So I don't know. I just didn't like the way he did it. I appreciate him for trying to get the ice off of the little boy, if that was the case. But the way he did it looks very questionable. So you don't want to do anything around a child that looks questionable. But you can tell that Michael Jordan, was very innocent about it, because if he really thought he was doing anything wrong to this child, do you think he would have did it on live TV? No. So that tells you right there that he was probably being totally innocent by what he was doing. I mean, because if he was really trying to do something freaky or perverted to this kid, do you really think he would have did it on live TV? But then again, for parents that don't play about their children like I don't, that would be a problem for me. What I saw on that video would be a problem for me. Any other parents that don't feel the same way, that's fine. We don't raise our kids the same. But I know that when my son was little, I had neighbors trying to take him places. I had neighbors wanting him to come over to their house. Grown people. They didn't even have children, but they was trying to get my son to come to their house with them. They would knock on the door and try to take him to the movies with them. These are a grown couple. And they just kept doing it. And I'm like, why do they always want to spend time with my little kid? I appreciate it, but I'm not stressed out from watching him. I'm not stressed out from being a parent. I mean, none of that. But they kept on. I always said no. And finally, I said, y'all, look, it's nothing to do with you, but I'm very protective over my son. I don't let anybody keep my son. I don't even let family members. The only person that kept my son was my mother and my sister. That was it. My friends will tell you, I didn't let none of my friends keep my child, especially my neighbors. I did not, because you don't want to find out 20 years later somebody was touching on him, was inappropriately or whatever. You don't want that to come back and smack you in the face. And now you feel like, why wasn't I watching him? Why did I let him go with them? Why didn't I notice the signs when I saw him touching my son? I didn't even say anything, but the signs were there. You don't want to have to go through that. You don't want to have to go through that. So I nip stuff in the bud right away. That, what I saw in the video, is something I would nip in the bud right away. Even if it's not even a problem, but we want to have a conversation right now to let you know I'm the type of parent, don't play that. Don't play that at all. Like, don't. Private areas are off limit. I don't care if you getting a beat off of him. You better let me know. You better let me know. I'd rather you push him down if a bee on his butt. I'd rather you push him down on the ground so the bee could fly away than to grab his butt while the bee on him. I mean, every parent is different, but our job as parents is to protect our children, and I protected mine at all costs. He will tell you, I didn't trust no one. For all these friends and adults that want to be friends with your children, no, you're not being friends with my son. No, I had to send gifts back to the school where the teacher would give him gifts. No, send it right back. You are not friends with him. That is your teacher. Only time you can accept gifts is when y'all having a party, a Valentine's Day party, or one of the kids have a birthday party, something like that is acceptable, and I'm okay with it. Just random gifts, bringing your child random gifts. No, I don't play that. I don't play that at all. So I was very protective of my son because I felt like that was my job, was to make sure he was safe at all times. So anything that looked weird to me, I took care of it. I nipped it in the bud. I took care of it because that's how kids end up getting abused or mistreated or whatever when we don't say something, when we see something. Every time I saw something, I said something. You won't get mine. And if I find out you're doing it to somebody else, I'm going to tell that too. I don't play about these children. So Michael Jordan, I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan of Michael Jordan. So don't y'all tear me down in the comments. I'm not dogging him out. I'm just saying, if I were the parent, seeing what I saw, we would definitely have to have a sit down. We would have to have a conversation because I have talked to my child and explained to him that private areas are off limits. Only person that can take care of or see about your private areas is me, your doctor, or something like that. Nobody else in his family, nobody else that's friends of ours need to be touching you. All they can do is just give you a hug, and they better give you a hug when I'm present so I can monitor that. Yeah, that's the type of mama I was, and that's the type of parent I still am. So seeing what I saw, I felt like it was a bit too much for somebody that's getting ice off of somebody's butt or whatever. I felt like it was doing too much. But then, like I said, Michael Jordan, sometimes look how he played basketball. He does too much. He does too much. He goes all the way. You can look at his life, period. He just goes all the way. You know, he plays big. He does everything big. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to wait till more information comes out. And if I have to come back and do a video and completely change my story, I'll do that. But as of now, what I saw, if I were the parent, I would be having a conversation. That's all. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, he can still come around us or whatever. Yeah, he can still interact with my child in front of me. But we would just have a conversation. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm doing my job as a parent. Let me talk to you about what I saw. So we can know right now that type of behavior I don't allow, you know, as far as interacting with my child. So that's just me, y'all. God give you children, you have to make sure they're good. So I did what I had to do to make sure mine were good, and I hope y'all do the same. But I am still a Michael Jordan fan, okay? This is not a bash Michael Jordan video because that's my dude. That's like I told you, look, we still got the basketball. We basketball fans over here, and he was the greatest until Kobe came around. Then Kobe became, then Kobe became my favorite. But anyway, y'all have a good day. I just had to give y'all my take on the Michael Jordan incident, and hopefully we'll get more information to see like what really happened, because I saw the pouring of the ice on the little boy, but honestly, what I saw, it looked like just a cup of ice and water. I thought they were saying that there was a bucket dumped on him, but his shirt was wet. So he did have ice thrown on him. His shirt was wet. You can see that in the video. But I saw a video where his dad, had like a little cup and he just dumped a cup of water on him. But if that's the ice or water, if that's the ice water that they were talking about, that wasn't enough to do what I saw. Just wasn't enough. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a good day. Bye.